We have only two slides left. 2 slides left to conclude with our class.
Okay, now let's close because I
Okay. Now I was introducing method 1. I was introducing method 1. Okay. Which method to use? Okay, rest entirely on the information that they are going to provide in the question. Okay. Now the format remains, class. The format remains. Now let's look at our first method 1. Now method 1, you will begin with a work in progress. Work in progress opening. Then you take it right across to third column. Okay, take it right across to third column. Then you come to direct materials. We have been looking at this. Now you come to direct material. Okay, inventory direct material opening, first column. Add purchase direct material, first column. Will give you a total of XX, which is known as direct materials available for use. Direct material available for use minus closing inventory. Okay, closing inventory direct material XX. Okay, which will give you cost of that,
bloody business fully.
So
which will give you cost of direct materials used of XX second column. Now class, I do not want to confuse you with this new format, which is method 1. What is just missing, what is not provided here is your buying expense. Okay, you remain with the format of cost of direct materials used. Okay, that is a fully classified one. Now, what we have with us here, there is no purchase return direct material. There is no buying expense. Now, that does not mean that we are not going to take them in method 1. No, you are taking them. You are taking them in your method 1. As I've said, our manufacturing statement depends on the information provided. I hope I'm clear. I hope I'm clear. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So if there was purchase return, it will come after purchase direct material. Okay. If there was buying expense, where will you have buying expense? You will have it. After purchase return. Okay. So what is missing here? Purchase return. After purchase return, you'll have cartage inwards, freight inwards, custom duty. Then finally, you come to direct materials available for use.
sale.
And then minus closing inventory direct material XX. That will give you cost of direct materials used of XX second column. Okay. After that, then you go to your next category, next subheading, which is direct labor. As I've said, direct labor, you will always have one entry. Direct labor, you go to second column. Okay. And then you go to your next subheading, which is factory overhead. Under factory overhead, you have indirect labor, first column, factory light and power, first column, factory supplies, first column, depreciation, plant and equipment, first column. You add the 4 entries, then you take it across to second column. So second column right now, we have cost of direct materials used, direct labor, and factory overhead. Is that clear? Is that clear? So what are we going to do with those 3 entries? You add 1,
Add
right? 1, 2,
2,
3
3.
to give you this XX. Can you see this XX that I am pointing at?
Yes, madam.
Right. XX plus work in progress opening. You add these 2 XX. In other words, work in progress opening plus plus this XX will give you the sum of XX. From that XX, then minus work in progress ending. Okay, XX to give you cost of production, XX in your last column. So in your last column, you will only have a work in progress opening. You'll have the sum of direct material, direct labor, and factory overhead, which is represented by this XX. Then you have this XX, which is the sum of work in progress opening, and this XX, and then finally, less work in progress ending, XX minus this XX to give your cost of production, XX. So you may be wondering, madam, so which one do I have to study? This is what you have to study for format 1 of manufacturing statement. Okay? This provides us with a final piece of manufacturing statement using method 1. Okay? I was just preparing you in components. Okay? What I have in front of you is a fully classified and a final manufacturing statement that will be examined in our exams. Okay. Now we have another 5 minutes. Is there any question? Is there any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now your activities for week 7 and 8. Week 7 and 8 will have a cost of materials used. The activity the illustrative example that we looked at, there is a question on that. And next, second question is for you to prepare a manufacturing statement. Okay. Now, before I will upload our slides in PowerPoint, in the slide I will include format 2. Okay, I will include format 2. Okay, to help you with the question. Okay, at least familiarize yourself with format 1 and format 2. Okay. Otherwise you are access to the past year papers. Past year papers. Now you go back, look at the questions. Look at the questions in the past years. Try and identify which method do they normally examine in the external exams. Okay. Method 1 and method 2. Okay. We will conclude. We will conclude our class there. Okay. I hope that you will take your time. Okay. Take your time to look at the slides. Okay. You have the notes available on Google Drive, and you have the activity, okay, to attempt. If you have any question, I'm always available. Post your question on our messenger chat group. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will conclude with that so that you can prepare for your next class. Okay, once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for logging in, okay, to be part of this class. Remember, today, our class today brings us to the end of Substrand 1. Strand 6, substrand 1. Okay. Our next lesson, I'm taking us across to substrand 2. Okay. As I've said, this week and next week, we are looking at cost accounting. So most probably by next week, we should end with the strand 6 in terms of discussion. Okay. Now, before beginning with this class, I was chatting with Shahil. Okay. Now that we are looking at strand 6, do not wait for me. You go ahead. Go to strand 5, because strand 5 is analysis and interpretation. There will be not much discussion on strand 5 because it is simply calculations. It's calculations and interpretation. So do not wait for me. Help yourself with your formulas. Start preparing your study cards, which will contain your formulas to help you as you walk around the house, in the house, outside. If you are traveling, okay, at least you carry those cards. Those cards are for strand 5. Is that clear?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you, Nisam.
Thank you, madam.
Goodbye. I'll see you. Okay, our next
Bye,
lesson,
madam.
we will continue to chat on our messenger for our next session. Okay.
Yes, madam.
I would love to have another class before the week ends. Okay, so keep checking.
Yes, madam.
Keep checking for our next class. Okay. Bye for
Bye,
now.
madam.
Bye for now.